Hey guys, I recently returned from a backpacking trip in the Northern Cascades of Washington, and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of crossing rivers, climbing mountains, an exhausting trip, but a really good one. So today I've got a couple paracord tips for you when backpacking. So my first tip for you is just to simply bring paracord. You never know when you might have to jerry-rig something when you don't have every piece of desired equipment with you. So what I've got here is 100 feet of pink paracord on a tactical rope tool. We sell this product in our store. It really is nice for just tossing some paracord in the bottom of your backpack. It worked nice on this trip. So I would recommend bright colored paracord for a number of reasons. The first of which is tent guy lines. We found ourselves tripping on our tents all the time in the dark. So if we had some bright colored paracord, or even better, get some reflective paracord, that's going to allow you to see paracord in your flashlight beam at night and avoid tripping on those and pulling up your tent stakes. So the reasons I love this tactical rope tool for camping specifically is that it just makes it easy to use a little bit of paracord at a time. On the side here, it's got this cutter tool. It's basically a letter opener blade, and all you have to do is pull off how much you need, slide it back, and cut off your paracord. But I often used the paracord just on the spool without cutting it off, so then I could reuse it later. One of the ways I did that was for hanging a bear bag. We just took a little bit off, and then this spool actually works really good as a throw weight. Then you can just throw it over the tree branch, and you don't need to tie a knot or do anything special that way. It has this anchor on the other side, so you can wrap it through that a couple times, and that keeps it from unraveling. Or you can just pull off a little bit, throw your anchor over, and let it unravel as it needs to. I knew it would work in theory, but I hadn't tested it out until this trip. Our first day on the trail, we ended up hiking through rain, stepping in a lot of puddles, and crossing rivers to the point where our socks were just soaked by the end of the day. We put them around a campfire to dry, but we actually ended up burning holes in a couple of our socks. So a much better idea would have been to use some paracord as a clothesline. It's not hard to rig up. I like to use a quick release hitch knot like we covered in a recent video. We'll link to that in the description. It makes it easy to just tie this paracord between two trees without cutting off of your spool. So for this trip, we used two-person tents, which meant if you had to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, you ended up waking up the other person in your tent. So what would have been nice is if we had some silent zipper pulls on our sleeping bags and our tent door. This one here kind of rattles. I don't know if you can hear it. So to silence that, there's a pretty easy method of adding a paracord zipper pull. Got some cord here. I'm not going to take my pull off. I haven't decided if I want to do this yet on my bag. But what you can do, put the cord through this bottom hole where it attaches to the actual zipper, and then you can just lace the ends opposite directions through this top hole. And then tie a snake knot or whatever you want to tie. So my last paracord tip for backpacking is to bring a jet lighter. These things work great. We use them in our warehouse actually. Just have a much stronger flame than the Bic lighters. Bic works good for indoors, and we use those on our tutorials a lot. But as soon as you get outside, the wind puts the flame out pretty fast. So we were using these in matches for our first couple fires that we started, and we were just having a hard time with it. Our wood was wet and everything. But once we started using the jet lighter, it went a lot faster. It didn't solve the wet wood problem, but it did solve the wind problem. So there's just a couple of things to keep in mind when you are going backpacking. I would definitely recommend bringing paracord of some kind with you. So if you have any interesting stories of using paracord while camping or backpacking, definitely let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. Speaking of interesting, here's a video of a goat we saw on our trip. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.